Good morning, students. Today, in chapter of recombinant DNA technology, I will discuss about the topic PCR and its application. You know what is PCR? PCR, it is a polymerase chain reaction. It was discovered by Kary Mullis, a great scientist. Kary Mullis discovered this PCR. So, you know definition of PCR. PCR, it is in vitro amplification of large number of sample DNA inside thermocycler. You know thermocycler, it is a PCR machine. Through process of denaturation, annealing and extension, in presence of Taq DNA polymerase, DNTP, primer, double distilled water. This is the definition of PCR. In my definition, the word is in vitro. What do you mean by in vitro? In vitro means in the lab condition. There is no use of any biological living organisms. So there are major 3 steps through which we can proceed the PCR reactions inside a machine that is known as thermocycler. So that is known as denaturation at 94 or 95 degrees Celsius. Annealing, we calculate the temperature on the basis of primer length, and extension, that is known as polymerization at 72 degrees Celsius. So, you know what is PCR? There is one word, exponential. Exponentially, there is synthesis of target DNA, that is the sample DNA. If we say there is a 5 cycle of PCR, means the total number of amplified DNA is 2 per power exponential n, where n is the number of cycles. So we do this reaction inside the thermocycler, and there is increase in the number in exponential way. So that is, PCR is exponentially progressive synthesis of defined target DNA sequence in lab condition. Why I am telling lab? Because there is in vitro synthesis of chemical reaction in PCR. So I have already discussed, it was discovered by Dr. Kary Mullis in 1983, and he had got Nobel Prize in 1993. Now PCR, why it is polymerase? Because an enzyme polymerase is used in these reactions, that is the specific enzyme that is known as Taq DNA polymerase. It is highly thermostable at very high temperature like 94 or 95 degrees Celsius. Next, it is a chain because in this reaction, product is used as a substrate for the next reaction and so on. And then what are the different component of PCR? If you see the different component of PCR, there is one, that is the target DNA. You have to amplify the sample DNA, that is known as target DNA, which you want to multiply and you want to get a large copy of particular DNA. Second component, that is the pairs of primer. Do you know what is primer? Primer is known sequence of DNA that provide 3' OH, and it will bind at 3' end of template DNA at both the strand of template DNA. in absence of primer, DNA polymerase cannot do anything, means cannot proceed the PCR chain reactions. Next, DNTP. DNTP, it works like a building block of chain reaction, polymerization reaction. Means all the DNTP as per their complementary sequence of template DNA will come one by one, and there is a formation of phosphodiester bond between two DNTP nucleotide. So DNTP, it is just like a small unit, and that unit it will form the chain through making of phosphodiester bond in presence of primer and tag DNA polymerase. Now I have already told you a DNA polymerase, that is the specific DNA polymerase, it is thermostable. It was obtained from bacteria Thermus aquaticus or thermococcus. So that is the bacteria that is growing inside the hot spring, and we get the protein. That protein used as tag DNA polymerase. It was discovered by Thomas Brock in 1966. Now, for every enzyme, there is a cofactor. There is a magnesium ion is required. So we use the cofactor as magnesium to activate the enzyme. Which enzyme? That is DNA polymerase. That specific DNA polymerase, it is also known as thermostable tag DNA polymerase. And next, buffer. We cannot expect that reaction cannot occur without buffer. A buffer maintains the pH and ionic strength of reaction mixture and suitable for activity of the enzyme that will work in PCR mixture or PCR cocktail of Eppendorf tube or PCR tubes. Lastly, water. Water, it is used as universal solvent that will dissolve all the reaction component. So these are the different reaction component of PCR. So what we take in what quantity, what reagent we take in what quantity, I have already discussed in the slide. So first we take nuclease free water, then tag DNA polymerase buffer, then DNTP, then forward primer, reverse primer, then template DNA and tag DNA polymerase buffer. So that each component require in a specific amount. We cannot take excess or we cannot take in less quantity. Otherwise, we cannot get a proper result after completion of PCR reactions. Now, you see in this diagram, this is the PCR tube where we prepare the cocktail of all the different component and we put inside this PCR machine that is also known as thermocycler. So we program the particular reaction and we feed the program of denaturation step, annealing step and extension step as per the template DNA. So we can proceed and fix the number of cycle. After that, we put all the master mixture inside this PCR machine or thermocycler. So you see there are 96 wells and each well containing separate reactions, and we can expect there is a polymerization occur in all the 96 well, and as per the feeded computerized programming we proceed for PCR reaction as per the number of cycle. Number of the cycle decide the duration of completion of reactions. So in case of prokaryote, number of cycle is less, but in case of higher organism, it is higher number of the cycle. So total number of amplified DNA is equal to 2 per power n or 2 exponential n, where n is the number of cycles. Now there are different variant of PCR. It is the real time PCR. In this PCR we can study the functional aspect of PCR. So we study this PCR. There are different form of PCR. Now if we go for the PCR reaction, in each cycle there is 3 steps. First is denaturation, means breaking of hydrogen bond of template DNA. We get 2 single stranded DNA from 1 double stranded DNA at 95 degree or 94 degrees Celsius. PCR cannot proceed without a single stranded DNA. We cannot expect a result from double stranded DNA. After denaturation, we follow the annealing. We calculate the annealing temperature as per primer length of PCR. So we use 2 type of primer. One is forward primer and one is reverse primer, and we add this primer at 3' end of template DNA. So we fix the temperature, annealing temperature during the programming in PCR machine as per the length of primer. So there is a formula for annealing temperature, that is 4GC plus 4G plus C plus 2A plus T. So that is the length, that is the nucleotide of the primer. On that basis we calculate the annealing temperature. Next step is extension. During extension, it is also known as polymerization, we proceed for polymerization of DNA at a fixed temperature, that is 72 degrees Celsius. We multiply the large copy of template DNA, that is the target DNA, at this particular temperature. So this is the overall 3 steps of one cycle of PCR. We fix the numbers of cycle on the basis of template DNA. Next, annealing temperature. I have already discussed how can we calculate the annealing temperature. The annealing temperature means 4G plus C plus 2A plus T. You know the meaning of this primer. The primer, it has great role during PCR reaction. It is also used in other molecular technique like DNA sequencing, Sanger's method of DNA sequencing. So the main function of this primer is just to provide hydroxy group. 3' end we get the hydroxy group, and due to presence of this hydroxy group, a DNA polymerase can add a particular nucleotide as per the complementary sequence of the template DNA. So in this slide there is a calculation of the annealing temperature. So you must remember how can we calculate the annealing temperature. Means 4G plus C plus 2A plus T. So as per the length of the GC content or AT content, the annealing temperature will depend, and then we feed this in the programming of the PCR reaction of particular samples. Now this is the steps. This is the step of denaturation. If you see at 94 degree or 95 degree, or double stranded DNA become single stranded. Now the next step is annealing. You know the annealing means binding of primer. You can observe the pink color, the blue color or violet color arrow on both the strand that indicate the primer adding. That step is known as annealing. So that annealing that provide the 3'OH for proceed the polymerization reaction. Next step, that is the polymerization or extension at 72 degrees Celsius. So red color stranded DNA, that is the newly synthesized DNA, and we get the newly stranded DNA after 3 steps of one cycle. So this is the whole story, steps of PCR reaction, that is denaturation, annealing and extension. So this is other way of representation of denaturation, annealing, polymerization, or that is known as replication of PCR. Now also this is the other representation of the polymerization chain reactions, where the number of new strand DNA is going to extend exponentially. Okay. Now if you see one copy, we get double stranded DNA, and then in the second cycle we get the multiple copy. In this way, in the third cycle we get the number of copies going to increase. So we can proceed up to 20 cycle, we get up to how much number of newly synthesized DNA. So this is the another representation of how the number of template DNA is going, number of newly synthesized DNA is going to increased after a number of cycle. How many molecules are going to form in PCR reactions, you see in this diagram. Okay, so after 30 cycle you observe how many copy of DNA is synthesized. For this I have already told you the formula, how can you calculate the number of amplified DNA, 2 exponential n, where n is the number of cycles. Now you know what are the advantages of PCR. It is automated, it is the fast, it is reliable, less chance of contamination, we can precisely measure all the reagents, we get the high output result, it is highly sensitive. In a picogram or nanogram quantity of the sample DNA, we multiply a large copy of DNA, so we can say it is highly sensitive. Broad use. In forensic science, if there is any crime on the crime spot, we collect the sample and we amplify the DNA, we match with the suspected person and try to find the convict. Another way, we also prove the paternity through with the help of PCR. So it is defined, easy to follow the protocol. So these are the advantages of PCR. Next, limitation of PCR: sequence information, amplicon site, error rate, amplification, sensitivity to inhibitors, contamination. So these are some of the limitation of PCR. Next, so these are the different variant of PCR, and these are the, due to slight change we can also observe different PCR. So this is the case of different variant. One of the variant in inverse PCR, anchor PCR. Then this is the reverse transcriptase PCR, quantitative real-time PCR, asymmetrical PCR, allelic specific PCR, nested PCR, intersequence specific PCR, touchdown PCR, overlap extension PCR, multiple PCR, several. So these are the different variant used for different purposes. So these are the vast application of this PCR in modern era of biotechnology. So now come to application of PCR. If we categorize the application of PCR, then we can categorize in two basic. One is basic research and one is applied research. So if you want to study the mutation, if you want to do the drug discovery, if you want to do the classification of any organisms, if you want to genotype the organisms, molecular, if you want to study the molecular archaeology, then we can apply this important technique, that is polymerase chain reactions. In bioinformatics also there is application of PCR. Genome cloning, if you want to do the genome cloning, then site directed mutagenesis, if you want to study the site directed mutagenesis, gene expression study, we can take help of this molecular technique, that is PCR. Next is applied research. Nowadays it is the pandemic disease, that is coronavirus. Now this coronavirus is detected through reverse test PCR, RT-PCR. So with the help of that techniques, we can able to detect the presence of gene or DNA of particular virus in infected person. Now genetic matching. So we try to find what is the genome sequence of this unknown virus, unknown organisms. Detection of pathogen. We can find out which organism of unknown microbes. So we can detect only at the DNA level. We compare with the matching with the known DNA sequence of known microorganism. Then prenatal diagnosis. The meaning of prenatal diagnosis means if there is any defect at the gene level in mother womb, we can detect that defect and we can correct it with the help of PCR. If you do the DNA fingerprinting, we can do this easily. We can sequence the whole genome of particular organism. We can also use this PCR reaction with gene therapy. Now, the diagnosis of a specific mutation, it is also done with PCR. The clinical diagnosis, there is a vast application. I already discussed the application of different type classification of particular organism, detection of particular gene or particular microbes, virus, bacteria with the help of PCR. So these are the vast application. So these are the different classification of or application of PCR: molecular identification, sequencing, genome, genetic engineering. So these are the different vast application of PCR. You know, molecular archaeology, molecular epidemiology means if there is any infection in a particular organism or particular crop or human beings, we can study do well with the help of PCR. If you want to classify the organism, we can do this. If you want to do any drug discovery, we can do with the help of PCR. So bioinformatics also can be a study with the help of PCR. Site-directed mutagenesis, we can also do this. So these are the application of PCR. Now molecular identification. It is a DNA sequence that is unique. We cannot say the same DNA sequence present in the two different organisms. There will be slightly one nucleotide difference. Even in twins, also we generally observe 99.999%, but one nucleotide difference. So DNA is unique for each single type of organism. So with the help of this, we DNA can be used to identify an organism. That is known as molecular classification. Molecular classification, that is no depend upon phylogeny, phylum, genus, species. Means at the DNA level, if there is matching, we can try to find some character is similar to that organ, to different organism. So these are the vast application of PCR, that with the help of that PCR assay, we can manipulate the DNA sequence and then try to find the organism can be identified using the PCR. Detection of pathogen. Nowadays, a day of identification, behavior of particular pathogen like coronavirus, we can detect the pathogen, how they are behaving with the organism or host organism. So a sample DNA containing the pathogenic DNA, a sample that may contain pathogenic DNA. If yes, particular DNA sequence is yes with the help of PCR, means that person is infected with that virus or bacteria like coronavirus. So RT-PCR are going to applied if the particular DNA sequence is not coming with the sample of particular person, then it is negative test of PCR. So we can say the infection, we can observe the chain of propagation of microbes or virus in the individual to individual with the help of quick detection technique, that is known as PCR. Means if no result of PCR, it means no pathogen. If result PCR, RT-PCR is yes, it means that person is infected with particular virus. So this is the vast application of PCR. Next, the this is the all the about the PCR and its application. Thank you very much.